Hello, and welcome to Kickin In Crocs, the podcast where we talk about martial arts stuff, geeky stuff, and all sorts of stuff. My name is Steve, one half of Kickin In Crocs.
Dave, the other half of Kickin In Crocs. And then Nick.
Not a half of Kickin In Crocs.
Nick's just here. So, just so everybody knows right off the bat, this is our first time attempting something like this. So, we got everything set up. We hope everything works out okay. So, if there's any mistakes with audio or video, bear with us. We're learning as we go.
It's our first crack at it.
It's our learning experience here. So, but we're kind of keep this just raw, off the cuff. Try to keep it as unedited as possible, you know. But from there, I think the biggest question that we need to answer first and foremost is Kickin In Crocs. Where did this thing come from? Where did Kickin In Crocs come from?
The origin story of Kickin In Crocs. It actually started in September, not that long ago, on the way to a camping trip. I'm sitting on a ferry, Cape May Ferry in New Jersey, and we are making our way across on the boat. And I'm sitting there looking down at my shoes and think, man, this would be a good place to throw a kick. You know, like one of those pretty pictures you see on Instagram, like people throwing like a side kick on the side of the boat.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think I might do that, but I'm wearing my Crocs. And then it hit me. I'm wearing my Crocs. Kicking in Crocs. I could throw a kick in my Croc. And then I immediately did what any person would do, and I jumped on my Snapchat, and I snapped this guy next to me here. And I was like, yo, I have an idea for an Instagram account. And the quick response, I gave him a quick explanation, and then immediately you texted back, I'm in.
Absolutely.
And I made the Instagram account that day.
From the get-go, I was into it.
Yes. And
I was into it.
My wife was not. She was completely not on board. And she called me an idiot.
Okay.
Yeah. We're still getting her on board.
It's good to know. It's good to know that. That's our first. That was our first reaction to someone finding out. Hey, we're gonna do this thing, and the first reaction was, "You're an idiot."
I did also reach out to our friend Ellen, a mutual friend.
Oh,
slash one of the
yeah.
students at the school, and
known as Len.
And I said, "Yo, I have this idea. Kickin In Crocs. It's gonna be an Instagram account where we throw kicks in Crocs, and people could submit pictures and whatnot." And she immediately goes, "I hate that I don't hate that." And I was like, yes.
I hate that might actually work.
That's how I knew we were onto something.
Well, you see, you used to hate Crocs
I did.
way back in the day.
Yes, I couldn't stand Crocs. So I spent years and years and years harassing any. If you don't know, we're martial arts instructors by trade. So I spent years harassing anybody that would walk into the school wearing Crocs because I said they were hideous shoes. And then a girl that works for us, Lauren, bought me my very first pair.
And this is it right here.
Lovely.
And she turned me into what I call a convert, a Croc convert, because they're the most comfortable things I ever put on my feet. And I was like, and honestly, now they're super stylish and they're all I wear. So we have Lauren to thank for this very first pair. And now I'm at 12 or 13 pairs deep.
Oh my God.
Sometimes an addiction is good.
It's true.
In some cases.
It's true. Yeah. So I'm a convert.
You're Croc-vert. I love it.
So if anybody is hating on the Crocs, I suggest buy a pair.
hating on the Crocs.
Buy a pair, put it on your feet, and then let's talk.
See what happens then. Well, they are pretty comfortable shoes. Like we were talking before, you like wide toe boxes to to feel like you have some room.
Yeah. So I was wearing
feet.
minimalist shoes for a long time, like those wide toe box, like zero shoes, which I still like. But Crocs hits that mark because it's wide in the toe.
Yeah.
But then it also, they look weird, and I like weird looking things.
Yes, that's fact. I also know it makes a good blade edge.
It does.
When you point the foot out there like a side kick, the martial artists know what I'm talking about. It makes a good blade edge.
I think the only time I'm a little sketchy is some spinning kicks. I'm like, oh, if we're jumping, then I get a little nervous.
No, you just gotta put them in sport mode. It's
Interesting, right? How many times in a day, no matter where you are, will you throw a random kick, right? But that one time where you happen to have a Croc on and it just clicked.
That was it. It was just, I literally looked down at my foot. I was like, oh man, I could throw a kick on this boat, but I'm in my Crocs. And then I was like, wait a minute. And then I actually did search Instagram first to see if anybody had done something like that.
You gotta make sure that no one took the idea, right?
So I was typing in Kickin In Crocs, Croc kicks, kick Crocs. And nothing came up. So I was I'm snatching this now.
We got in early. We did it, guys.
We
We
did.
found a unique idea that nobody's done before.
We did. And then it's not
like it.
just so you know, guys, it's not just going to be, that's my cat, that loud thud. She's big. It's not just kicking, though. I mean, we're going to do other martial arts related things.
Oh, yeah.
So, obviously, we're not Taekwondo artists. So,
No, we're not
so
gonna be
like,
that
if you're
good.
expecting us to be throwing those pure vertical side kicks,
There were a couple of times where I threw a kick and I looked at it later on the Instagram and I said, "Oh, that does not look as good as I wanted it to."
yeah. So, I mean, props to anybody that can do that, right?
Oh, for real.
'Cause,
And
like, that's
send some of
amazing.
those over.
Yeah,
And
yes,
yes,
please.
please.
Put some Crocs on. Send them over. If you could throw a kick straight up vertical.
Yeah,
Please.
send it our way. But our backgrounds are not
Taekwondo.
So we do kick and we do proper form on kicks, but I'm not throwing a vertical side kick. It's just not going to happen. We kick to the legs, we kick to the
Our kicks have
midsection,
power.
and occasionally to the head for sure.
Absolutely.
It's good to know how to do, but I'm never going to be like putting my foot on the top of a door frame and like it's just not.
And I appreciate you not doing that.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
not do that.
But-
'Cause then I
but
would
the
tear
The injuries
my-
may last.
Going back to, so we're gonna do other things. Obviously, we're gonna do pad work. We are versed in our niche, so we'll be doing some stick work, some sticks and crocs.
Yeah,
That'd be
we've
fun.
gotten pretty creative over the past month or so with our latest release, the 12 Days of Kickmas.
Ah, yes.
And I'll tell you guys, that came out really good. For your first time, I was a little skeptical. No, I was skeptical, but it's fun. It's a fun compilation video.
That was a rough one to make, though.
It was. We ran into a lot of roadblocks and stuff that we didn't see coming.
So that was a lot of trial and error, I think.
Yeah.
And I think on day 3 we were like, oh, we should have done this entirely differently.
Yeah.
And then like day 5, I think we had.
By that point, we were committed. Like, all right, we started it off this way. We're doing it this way for the rest of them.
At one point, we had our friend Ian, who's literally a professional video editor, film one for us. And he was like, well, why are you guys doing it this way? You should have done it this way. We're like, we're too deep.
Yeah, we already started this way.
It's too
we
deep.
can't do it any farther.
Yeah, and then I realized I sound like a dying chipmunk when I sing.
No, it wasn't that.
So
bad.
I sang like 2 of them, and then there's like somebody else has to take over.
I still think my favorite part of it, and it is you, is That's Not a Kick.
That's not a.
So that's not a kick. Yeah, I wish we had mics though, because I had to shout that.
You did because we had to move the camera far away just so that we were both be in the shot.
You did sound like you were a music artist that had been singing for 3 hours and then had to say that line, and you're like,
Oh, it was a struggle.
it was still an amusing line. Like, it caught me for a second because it threw off what you were doing in just the right way. I loved it. It was really funny.
So the dirty secret there is we did that and we released day 5, and then our friend Len, hi Len, if you're watching, she messages me on Instagram and she's like, "That's brilliant because that's the first day that's not a bird in the actual song."
Oh, it's true.
And she's like,
Yes.
"And that's the first day that's not kicks. You guys are geniuses." And I just played it off.
Yeah,
I was
you're
like,
like, "Yes, we
yeah,
are."
I
That's
know.
totally what we had in mind.
We were so witty with that. I had no idea.
No,
That wasn't even
either.
it wasn't even a thought that came into our head. We just thought, it would be cool if day 5 it's not a kick.
Because it just matched the syllables in the song. You sang it, the one you're like, "That's not a kick," and I was like, "Oh, that really works. We should use that." And
Yeah.
then Len said, "Oh, that's genius."
Yes.
Because it's the first day is not a bird. That was number 5. and
Yeah,
now the
we
first
did.
is not a kick.
So Len, that's a secret. I played that off. We honestly had no.
And I just learned something new because
No
I
clue.
never
You
really
didn't
paid
realize that, right?
attention to the fact that that's when the birds
like
ended.
4
Yeah,
calling
yeah.
birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle
Two
doves,
turtle doves,
and a
a partridge and a
and
pear
a pear
tree,
and a
and then
partridge
5
and
is
a
5
bird.
golden rings. So
So it's the first one. It's not a.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That works on so many levels. That's deep.
it was. I mean,
Their first
it
deep moment.
was probably our best one out of a lot of them. And then somebody said, "Oh, didn't you get dizzy throwing the 6 spinning?" I was like, "I didn't actually throw 6.
You threw 3.
I threw 3. He
Threw 3,
sped
and then I sped it up
looped
and played it twice. Yeah.
I mean, I'm
There was
good,
a lot of
but-
fun editing stuff on an iPhone that I had never done before that I got to try out, which was fun.
More to come.
It was definitely learn as we went. Oh man,
I think it would be way easier if we had recorded the song separately and then chopped it up, because we ran into a problem with the ones where I had to speed it up, like the 6 kicks a wheel and the 7 hooks a slice. And when we got up to those bigger numbers, we couldn't sing the song while we were recording it because it would take too long in real time to throw 7 hook kicks. And it had to match with the song. So
that was the other challenge. Is
Yeah.
that we had the audio of just the song playing, and then we had to try and match the song, but we didn't realize, when it counts down, some of that changes.
Yep. It changed. Just the cadence of the song stayed for most part the same, but it was like at the end of it, when you're starting at 12 and you go all the way down, when you get to 2, it's not 2 roundhouse kicks. When it's on the 12 verse, it's 2 roundhouse kicks.
Yeah.
So that was the problem we ran
just-
into for that one.
So I might be letting the cat out of the bag, but
where's
we're not
Reese's?
technical powerhouses just yet.
No,
What I
we
loved
don't really know
about
what
it,
we're doing.
what I loved about it was the concept of it, and then the delivery push. And then Dave you said to me multiple times, right? This is how we're starting.
Mm-hmm.
So what's fun is you're
Yes.
seeing this awesome launch, right, of Kicking with Crocs, all these conceptual ideas coming out. 12 Days of Christmas, perfect timing. Loved it. 12 Kicks of Christmas. And what we're going to see as we continue to
I
move
mean,
out. it's
the
gonna be a lot of fun.
the goal is honestly to do a lot more in the new year.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be our goal.
That's our goal. I mean, obviously, we have this podcast that we're going to do often, where we talk about all sorts of
Often as
things,
possible.
not just martial arts related things, but movies and video games. We're also giant dorks, if you haven't picked that up. So we'll talk about all sorts of things, but getting it rolling in September. I mean, the idea happened in September.
Yeah, it did.
Then I broke my foot in October.
Yeah.
So that set us back for like 6 weeks.
It's all your fault.
So it was really hard to kick because I had a boot on my foot.
Now be cognizant, though, martial artists out there, he didn't miss a beat, even with a broken
Oh no, I was going on bike rides and training. I was still teaching. It just wasn't. Kicking was hard, and then it was. I couldn't just not kick, but it was hard to do anything because I'm getting ready for a marathon too. So it was rough.
And that was also Kicking with Croc at that point because you didn't
just
wear
one
both Crocs.
Croc.
So-
And it was right around Halloween, so it was like we do a big like trunk or treat thing. So I'm hobbling around
you
that.
had to walk around.
So that kind
your
of set us back.
Splinter costume.
And then Thanksgiving happens. And then that's, a slow time. And then we're like, as soon as I got out of the boot, I was like, we got to get moving on something.
Got to do something.
And then that's
Got to
where
keep the hope of the dream alive.
that's where Kickmas came in. And then we rolled from there.
Oh, I love it.
And then we're gonna start doing like lots of cool things, like tutorial videos and cool stuff like
So,
that.
now,
throw
so
certain
for
kicks.
those that are a little bit new to Crocs, I'm new to Crocs, right? I'm still
We're
figuring
bringing
out-
them into
I'm-
this world.
I'm a shoe snob in the case of I really need something that's super comfortable. So Dave and Steve have now been like showing me a multitude of different Crocs that could fit in a way that I'm not going to be able to take them off pretty soon. So I will be joining the Crocs crew very quickly. But talk a little bit about some of the variations of Crocs you're already using.
For sure. I mean, the first Croc I got was this traditional one.
I think everybody knows those, right? The traditional ones
The
are real
clogs,
nice.
but they have all sorts
These
of
are not
ones. I
Crocs.
mean, so Christmas just happened. It was like Crocsmas for me. I got so I'm loaded to the gills. But I have like a dress Croc that I like to wear with suits. I have these things called light rides, which are super comfortable.
I was
it's
interested
not
in the light
clog
rides.
looking. It's looks kind of like that. I have it off camera. I'll have to put up pictures of them. But
We'll put a picture on the Instagram.
they're really nice. I have Crocs on the clock, which are like no gibbet holes or whatever, pinholes, whatever you call
A
them.
little bit more traditional shoe-ish.
A
Okay.
little bit more traditional shoe. And I actually have sneakers. They have
do.
light ride sneakers, which are like
Okay.
traditional lace-up sneakers, which I actually got my mom for Christmas. And my wife. I tried to, and then she
Black,
threatened me.
right?
Yeah. I got them in black and had to return them. I've been through Crocs Outlet like 5 times in the last 3
So
days.
tell us that story. So I had never been to the Crocs outlet before, and so Dave here was like, Steve, we got to go to the Crocs outlet, especially because I just got a new pair of Crocs sneakers for my mother, and it was the wrong size, right? You got the wrong size for
Initially,
it?
I got the wrong size. So So one of the things is, so Crocs puts like on their tag, 4 corners on the tag, and each 4 corners has sizes. UK size. They have like 4 different sizes. So I'm
very
looking
confusing.
I'm looking at the biggest size on the tag, which is not the American size. So I literally bought my dad, our coworker Andrew, our coworker Steve, not this Steve.
Not me, Steve.
And I bought Andrew's entire family Crocs. So I loaded up on Crocs. And I bought the wrong size actually. So I went to the outlet 4 times.
4 times in the span of how many days?
Like 3 days, 2 days.
Oh my God, they know you by name there probably.
I bought my dad the wrong size. Went back, returned it. Then I bought my mom the wrong size. She opened them on Christmas morning and was like, "Oh, these are great, but
They don't fit my foot.
but they're big." And I'm like, So I was like, "Hey, Steve, we're going to
Want to go to the Crocs outlet?" I had never been, so I was interested to see what it would be like to actually browse a store that had like the Crocs all over the place. So I could see them instead of just doing it online. So I went with them. We walked in, and there was Crocs everywhere. Like just think of the shoe department in like a retail store, but it was just Crocs all over the place. They had the Jibbits there too.
They had everything.
That's where I
Socks.
found these new Crocs. I put them on my camera. There we go.
Nice.
So he found what he wanted like right away, and so they didn't have the ones the same color for my mom. So I was like, okay. I'll get these. So I picked up like a white pair, and I bring them up. I pay for them. I return the other ones. Like I did the exchange. And as I'm walking out, I'm like, oh, maybe she won't like white.
Oh, no,
I
she'll
saw
like
black.
white.
I was like, oh, I like black sneakers. I'll get her black. So I
should get her the black
returned the
pair.
white ones. Like there, I'm like, this poor girl's gonna hate me because like I just returned. Now I'm returning. So I get home and later that day I call her mom. I was like, hey, I returned them. I got you a nice black pair. And she's like, I hate black sneakers. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I never wear black
It
sneakers.
was a
I
total
hate black
face
sneakers."
palm moment.
I'm like,
Wow.
are you kidding me? What do you mean you hate? She's like, oh, I would have preferred the white ones. But let me look at them. And I'm like, no.
Way to read the room.
so now we gotta
Way to read the
go
room.
back to the Crocs
So
outlet.
another journey back to the Crocs outlet to return the same pair that I've returned like 4 times.
Have you gone yet?
I did. I
you
I
did.
returned them. I
Steve,
did.
are
I
you
took care
beginning
of
to
it.
feel like he messes it up on purpose just so he can go back to the store?
Just so we could go back to
Because
the
I
Crocs
think
outlet
that's a
again.
strategy that I can see Dave
I do
implementing.
want to do a video of us going to the store.
That would be a good
Like,
idea.
I want to try and
do a
teach some of the
walkthrough of it.
coworkers that not coworkers like I work there.
At this point,
Soon
you
enough.
practically do.
I mean, maybe I'll moonlight there. No, I do want to go back and maybe we can talk some of the people that work there into throwing some kicks.
We could certainly try.
I mean, maybe they're contractually obligated not to appear in videos, but what?
It could be after
I
hours,
think
maybe.
there's definitely at least 1 or 2 people there. They seem like outgrown people. We can get on a video.
Yeah, I think we
Okay.
can get them on a video. Yeah,
Or we just bring our own guys to throw kicks.
that's also
Try some
true. We'll
different
bring Nick.
Crocs on,
Nick will
throw
be
some
our,
kicks.
our kicker. in
Yeah,
the
well,
Croc.
we got to take you to
We'll
an
have-
outlet.
we'll have-
pick
yeah.
your,
We'll
That'll
do
be my
this.
first outing to
We'll
a
do
Crocs
this.
outlet.
We'll disguise Nick. We'll make him pretend that he's a worker in the Croc outlet, and then we'll like persuade. I'm doing air quotes. Persuade Nick, the Croc outlet worker, to throw kicks, and then that could like
You have to
open up
edit
the.
that out
I mean,
of
that-
this conversation
this
so that
could
nobody
be-
knows.
No,
This could be a good video though. Just take you
could
to
be.
a Crocs outlet and like selecting
Enlightening
your first
me?
pair.
Yeah.
Throw a
Okay.
kick.
guy who hates Crocs buys Crocs.
Yeah, it'll
the
be a
video
big
title.
battle.
But your kids have Crocs.
So all of my both my kids and my wife have Crocs. Yes, and they've gotten now recently
you're the
the
holdout.
one with the I am
to
the
become a
holdout.
croclife.
But again, I think it's more because I'm a little bit more snobbish on what style I want. Where my kids will take any of them. They're like, "Oh, Crocs great, I'll take it." Even though recently Isabella got the one with the fur on the inside.
I
and
have 2
man,
pairs of those.
Now, what do you-
Those are so
So
comfy.
So she loves those.
I have
What do
3
you-
pairs of them. I love them.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
like what is it that's like makes you say these are some of my favorites?
Well, it's just comfortable. I mean, it's
Okay, straight up
comfortable,
comfort.
and especially like it's winter in New Jersey right now. I mean, most days, some days it's like 60 degrees, but it's just comfortable on your foot. It stays to your foot a little bit better. It's a little tighter, and it's just warm. Like if you're like 30 degrees outside, they're warm.
And I could be like, old school stubborn and say, oh, I don't want fur in my shoe. But then I know the moment that my foot hits that pad, it's going to be.
I still wear
comfort.
socks though.
It's very
I
comfortable.
don't do the whole no sock.
Oh, okay.
I've never worn Crocs without socks.
For the 9 outside, was it 9? No, it was 11 outside crescents in the
Yes.
12 days of Kickmits. So I was the
11
one
outside,
in that video, and I was wearing my fur-lined Christmas Crocs, and I actually wasn't wearing socks in the fur-lined Crocs, and it was so comfy.
Yeah, people do it.
It's so comfy.
I'm traumatized by kids with UGG boots. The
Yeah.
smell that comes out of those.
No, you're
things.
not wrong. It'll definitely make them smell if you wear it like that consistently. But I put it on and I was, oh my God, this is actually really comfortable.
But we got to circle back, right? Because I believe like when Crocs first came out, they were almost like a beach shoe. Like,
Oh,
nobody
absolutely.
was wearing socks. So
Yeah,
you're saying
no, you're
you
right.
never?
I almost never.
Almost,
I almost
okay.
never wear a Croc without a sock on. I like socks, so I wear socks. I'm barefoot at the karate school all the time, but I have a pair of Croc slides. You know, like
Yep.
we used to call them slip-ons or sandals. When I was a
Sandals.
kid.
They're sandals.
Now everybody calls them slides. So I have Croc slides. Those I never wear with socks.
Okay.
No, you're not.
You know, unless we're going to like hit mitts or something, then sometimes I'll
Some
do that.
people,
But
some people
generally
are
speaking-
into the Crocs, not the Crocs, but slides with socks on. Some people are into that.
yeah, but that's the only pair I think I wear without socks.
Yeah, I feel like again when I first started seeing them, it was always a beach shoe. Like it would
Yeah, it
be, you're putting them on, you're going onto the beach,
Yeah.
it's not sand, water, nothing staying in them, which is great. You just kind of rinse them off and you're ready to go. That's where I saw them originally. Now you guys have opened me up. to all the
These are
different
like the
styles.
best dojo shoe. I think I like wearing them to the dojo, even when like days when I'm training, because like you're going barefoot.
You can
in,
slip
like,
'em on,
3
you can slip 'em
seconds.
off easily.
You slip them on. You keep them in comfort mode. You slip them on, slip them off. You're good to go. Because that's the worst when you're trying to like. I'm coming in the train and they're gonna tie my shoe, especially at the end if you did a hard workout.
Oh, yeah. You don't feel
and you're
like
like, I'm
doing
not
that at all.
retying shoes. Come on.
That's why like the Croc loafers. Those have become like my go-to shoe when I'm going to the dojo and coming back
yeah.
home. I just slip them right on.
versus just jamming your foot in a sneaker and
In
not
sneaker and
untying
not
it.
even bother
Oh
tying
yeah,
it.
yeah, and then like people like slides too. Those are good for dojos, but like.
Well, in the summertime, yeah, but in the wintertime, I'm not walking out in this weather with slides.
Yeah,
on. That's
so people,
too cold.
Your foot doesn't get wet. That's like the
No.
big question. Well, is your foot gonna get wet if it's raining? My foot never gets wet, like ever, unless you like splashing in a puddle. In which case, a regular shoe, your foot gets wet.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I was about to say I don't recommend puddle walking with these shoes, but still, as long as you avoid the puddles, you should be fine.
About the only shoe I have that I mean, my running shoe is not a Croc, and my hiking shoes are not Crocs. That's about it.
Which we're gonna change that soon, but more on that later.
Oh
We'll
yeah,
have to
yeah,
keep- have to
yeah.
keep
That's a 2023 secret.
Yeah, we'll have to keep that a secret. Does Nick know? I don't know if we
No,
told
I
Nick
don't
about
think
our
so.
plans.
I can't wait for you to tell me.
But we're gonna
Well,
we're
I'm
gonna
telling you today.
oh, man. There are a lot of good videos coming in the new year.
I have a whole list. I read a list on my phone of like just video ideas of things that
Yeah.
we could do for the Instagram and for like a full blown YouTube video. I had a whole.
Oh
list
yeah,
of
we're
stuff.
definitely gonna start building up the YouTube as well. So
Yeah.
there'll be like longer length videos.
This is actually going to be our first long form YouTube video.
Yeah, I
We've
think
done
it
all
is.
shorts up to this point, so
That's
this is
right.
going to be the first longer form YouTube video.
It will be, and we're also gonna start. Like, I need more submissions, folks. Send in your pictures of you throwing kicks and Crocs. I know
That
you're
is the
out
one
there.
area we've been lacking. We've gotten submissions from people that we know, but we want to make new friends.
Especially
So-
people with the good,
the good
traditional
kicks.
taekwondo. Like you're throwing those nice vertical kicks. Again,
Not limited to them, but
No, it doesn't have to just be
share it. And I would also say, right, so now that you guys are extending out to YouTube, right, it has a nice comment forum. Things that
Yep.
you'd like to see these gentlemen talk about, send it in.
oh yeah, send it in.
Right? Because there's no reason for us to come up with our own ideas if there are ideas that you'd actually want conversation
Send,
around.
send them our way, and
Oh,
also
yeah.
submit just martial arts and Crocs. That works
great.
too. Like
great.
if you're a mad good boxer and you want to just throw on a pair of Crocs and hit a heavy bag.
As you
film
can
it.
see from the 12 days of Kickmas, we have worn boxing gloves with the Crocs on.
Yes, it's true.
That's not
Weapons and
a
Crocs?
kick.
By the way, we don't actually just for videos. We'll do that.
Oh
wear-
yeah,
wear
we
the
should probably
shoes.
clarify that, just because
Yeah.
some martial artists might get offended.
We don't actually wear shoes on our mats almost
No.
ever, really. And then we do that for like a video, and then we immediately mop right after that.
Plus, I will say this. This is the reason why. See, you always used to say to me, Steve, why don't you wear the clogs as like regular shoes? You only wear the loafers. Blah, 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 blah. So here's the reason why. I told you my reason was I'm keeping these specifically for Kickin In Crocs, mostly for that reason. I really, in the back of my head, if I were to wear these out as regular shoes and then wear them on the mat, there would be like a little like voice in the back of my head being like, this is wrong, stop it. So I just to keep that part of me calm and satisfied, I only wear Crocs like these when I am doing Kickin In Crocs videos. I don't wear them out on the street. I don't wear them out in through the mud and the muck and then bring that onto the mat. I keep these very, very clean.
Yeah, like Christmas Crocs. So we only wore like
the Christmas Crocs. I only wore once outside of the dojo, and that was to the
only
wonderful
at
Christmas party.
Only at Christmas parties. I wore it to Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and a Christmas party, a dojo Christmas party. Otherwise, I don't really. Those ones I didn't. But we used to teach a cardio kickboxing class. Way back in the day, that was like it was more like what am I thinking of? What was Billy Blank's whole.
Oh yeah.
It was like
it's more a fitness routine.
Yeah. So like we still teach a kickboxing class, like a cardio class, but it's like more circuit training, hitting a bag, like actual kickboxing. Back in the day, a Thai bow.
It
was Thai bow style. It wasn't Thai bow, but it was in that like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Like that kind of thing.
Oh, that kind of thing. Yeah, we don't do that anymore.
No, God, no. Thank God. No, now we do like a real kickboxing class. But we would allow the ladies and gentlemen in that class to wear their sneakers on the mat. Because there was the tatami style, thicker mats that we have now.
Right. Yeah, those would be able to stand up to it a little bit.
They had sneakers on all the time, and it used to drive me crazy.
Yeah. I'm not comfortable with any kind of shoes
to drive
on the mat.
me crazy.
I know for our non-martial arts folks, it may not be as clear, but from a respect perspective, and again, I've been in the martials for a long time, so have the gentlemen. It just feels awkward even touching the mats with anything other than your raw feet.
It is very weird.
You're right.
That's why we only did it like a couple times, a couple of videos.
Yeah.
We're going to be expanding locations as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, we did a couple of videos just in my front yard.
Yeah.
Well, we tried.
No, the backyard.
We tried the backyard first. If you saw the one where I throw the pins up and I kick them into my foot on TikTok, and we did that in the backyard first, and I lost 3 of those pins.
He actually kicked the gibbets and they went flying. And
Yeah,
we couldn't
they
find
are.
them. They were lost amongst the
They're
grass.
somewhere in my grass. I probably mowed over them. So we're like, let's
Poor
do this.
Superman.
Let's do this in the front. So we went in my driveway. And then I kicked a little too hard.
And then he did it again. The exact same thing. And then went over the neighbor's fence, into the trees next to his driveway.
I found 2 of those in the tree branches. We have a good video of me kicking it, though, because I immediately knew I kicked it too hard.
I'm just like,
you immediately hear this noise. You hear, he gasps so loud.
Because, you're trying to time it, because it's 2 videos you edit together, right? So you're trying to time it where you hit the pin.
That was a cool sound
And
with
then,
the rings
that's
hitting
my
each
rings.
other.
But you don't kick it. You don't kick it so hard that they go flying. You just gotta touch it.
well, that eliminates the magic.
And then
Kick them away.
You kicked them away.
I hit it.
That's the real
And it
purpose.
went flying.
Oh, yeah. It was bad.
Flying. And I was like, oh no. I just lost them all.
So tell me a little bit about. So I love these things, right? So the gibbet.
Gibbet
Gibbets
what they're
is
called
the
officially
official.
by
That's
Crocs.
the official
Gibbets.
Croc name. Don't sue us, Crocs.
Yeah, we're just talking about it.
please.
We're not taking any ownership of it.
It's
We're just
not
talking about it.
ours. None of it is ours.
But yeah, so what's because that's a whole nother world when it comes to Crocs.
Oh,
Being
yeah,
able
yeah.
to customize
The style.
them with these.
Yeah, because you can.
He's got an Ewok.
I got an Ewok on mine. I mean, some people do everywhere, and so I started
Lauren.
doing it everywhere. And then what I did was I like one Croc in the corner. So on one pair I'll do it on the right shoe, on one pair I'll do it on the left shoe. But I just do one little gibbet in the corner of my Croc.
I actually
and
didn't
that's
put any gibbets
is
in
cool.
this one yet.
that's all I do. Except for I have a race one. Like I wear 2 races, and that has 2 stitch gibbets on the sides. But otherwise,
got you those stitch gibbets.
oh, and my slides have
present from me.
yes, you did. And my slides have 3 gibbets on each shoe.
And your holiday ones are full of gibbets.
They come
Oh
that
yeah,
way.
they got
They're
6.
straight decorated.
But they come that way.
gibbets, yeah.
When you
Well, they're
buy
decorative, so they got-
when you
okay.
buy them, the gibbets are already in it. Like
Oh,
Creed.
God.
Yeah,
No,
those came
they
with it.
decorated.
They
as
decorated
part of the
for you.
show.
They give you all the the cool Christmas gibbets. I think. Wait, is it yours that has the T-Rexes
Yes,
with
yeah.
the Santa hats on?
Yep.
That was
So
funny.
some Crocs they sell with the gibbets already installed.
I would need like an Italian gibbet. Like I'd have to have like a picture
They
of like
make
a
There's
lasagna.
there
Oh,
was
they
he
make
just
them.
gave
maybe
me
the Italian flag.
Dave just gave me
soccer ball.
two gibbets of they were wine glasses. It was a
these
white
wine
wine glass and a red wine glass, and I put them one in each pair of my red Crocs and my blue Crocs at home.
And do you wear those now when you partake in wine? Come on, Steve.
You know what? I should do that tonight because I'll be drinking some wine tonight because it's New Year's Eve.
Yes, New Year's Eve. So I'm not sure where you guys see this, but we're recording right now on New Year's Eve.
That's why we chose to. We wanted to do like a little year, well, not year, but first couple months in review, like 2022 job of Kickin In
2022 in
Crocs
review,
and
'cause-
what's new in 2023. So let's dive into that a little bit more. Like specifically, what are we getting into in 2023?
So 2023, I mean, we definitely, there's some video ideas we've had.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely gonna do some tutorials, some martial arts tutorials on YouTube. In Crocs, always.
in Crocs, always in Crocs.
But we're gonna do. I want to maybe get a Stickin' In Crocs series going. So like maybe once a week, I'll put up a stick drill.
Sticks are stick drills.
For those of you guys that are interested in like the more Filipino art of arnis is what we do.
I had something written down. You had an idea that I liked.
Stick it in Crocs.
Go ahead, you can keep talking while I find it.
I want to randomly stop anybody that's wearing Crocs and teach them a kick on the spot.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do that. We're
Ooh,
gonna
kick
walk,
on
just
the
literally
spot.
go for
I
a
like that.
walk.
Yeah.
Like at the mall or literally nearby the Crocs outlet. There was some people walking around that had Crocs on in the warmer weather, or like on the boardwalk.
So when I
or
had
stuff
the
like that.
idea, like I said, we were on our way to a camping trip, right? I told you, like we were on the ferry boat on our way to a camping trip. So we get to the campground, and now my wife, who is very anti-Croc, it's a real strain in our relationship. But I don't want to talk about it now. I'll save it for the therapy sessions.
So how does that make you feel?
So as I'm walking down the campground, though, you're looking around, and like every kid that's riding a bike or playing a game, going to the pool, we must have saw like 80 people in Crocs. Like there's a Croc,
Yeah.
there's a Croc, there's a Croc, there's a Croc. So she's like, I hate that I'm looking at everybody's feet now, but she notices now wherever you go. So we have not to this day gone out and not seen at least one person in a pair of Crocs. You go to a restaurant, you go wherever you go, you'll find somebody in a pair of Crocs. It's like a thing now. So
I'm starting to see it also. So it is
if you
definitely.
look, like I
it's
challenge you,
wildly-
just when you go out, just look at people's shoes, and you will find at least a couple people in Crocs. So my idea was, if you see somebody in Crocs, just stop them right there and like kick on the spot. I'm gonna teach you.
yeah,
how
let me
to
show you how
throw
to throw a kick. You want to learn how to throw a kick? Nice Crocs.
Yeah.
You ever done martial arts?
And if they say no, they say no.
They have those, a couple of those painters and those photo artists that'll say, hey, look at my site. We do photos. Can I do one of you? This is that same concept. Hey, look,
Exactly.
we're Kickin' Crocs. This is our site. Would love to get you throwing a kick. You don't have to be a martial artist. Just
No.
Here's how you throw this stuff.
yeah,
kick.
just
In
throw
fact,
any
it's
kind of
even
kick.
better if you're not, because then we
I
teach
think
you on the
so.
spot how to throw. We're not gonna teach you something crazy like.
But Dave, you're going to see some amazing. I can't imagine you won't see some amazing surprise kicks. out
Oh,
there
I'm sure.
from folks that have never even thrown a kick.
I'm sure.
They're gonna surprise
That's
you.
going to be the fun of it. So we want to do that too.
Got to make those business cards you're talking about. So after we teach someone to throw a kick, we just hand a business card. Say, here, follow us here to see
yeah,
the
yeah.
video or
Yeah,
picture or
maybe
whatever.
you can get it with
I
a
have the
QR
list now.
code. To
Oh,
the
Yeah, with the
site.
QR codes. I do need
Steve-
to make a website. I still need to make a website.
Steve's got
for
a
it.
list of
I now have
videos.
the list of things. I'm not going
boy.
to say all of these.
Yeah, no,
Some of
don't
these
give
I'm
them
going to keep
all
secret.
away.
Okay.
Just
but
a teaser, Steve.
So we got the Stickin' In Crocs Sundays. So on Sundays when we train, we either do that. You could even do this like a live stream too. Could just do it as a live stream video.
Yeah, I mean,
do it
technically,
right
yeah.
there.
I mean-
Could do that. We wanted to do the on Instagram the croc combo of the week. So you just give us a little croc crombo,
crombo?
croc
A croc
crombo, a croc combo.
Maybe it's
We're
a
gonna
crombo.
stick with that. I was trying out a different name. We're gonna stick with that.
Crombo. No.
Croc.
That sounds weird.
Yeah, no.
That sounds like an edible
of
pastry.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
not
type
good.
of cake. Yeah, crumble, crombo. Yeah.
Croc.
Anyways, croc
Combo.
combo of the week where we just do a little combo. It could be punches and kicks, and then you guys can try it out for yourselves. We were gonna do a game of horse, like with basketball, but we do it with kicks, and you have to spell Crocs instead of horse.
Or try not to spell Croc.
Or try, well, yeah, you have to try not to spell Crocs, so you don't.
That
So
could
when
be
you
fun.
get
Now you
CRROCS,
definitely need a pair.
yeah, that you need
Yes,
to pair
I
for
will
that.
definitely play that.
I wanted to do martial arts conditioning in Crocs. So conditioning in Crocs, that's just exercises you could do for martial artists. And just different kicking challenges. Like I said, I don't want to give away too many of these on this list, so I'm going to stop right there.
And conditioning is important too, because we also do a lot of Spartan races.
Yeah.
That's a thing that we participate in. So a lot of conditioning goes hand in hand. You know, we met many martial artists at the Spartan race, like just in random conversations.
Just in passing.
Racers. So it goes hand in hand.
I have a black belt under this guy.
Right.
Who'd you train under?
It's very similar conditioning.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
It's very similar condition because you can't be, too bulky because you won't be able to last the distance.
Yes, Scott.
Scott, if you're watching.
We have a friend named Scott.
I think from, the martial arts perspective of the conversation, every age can jump into this, right? Because as you get more mature in age, it's even more important to stay in shape, to stay healthy, to stay stretched out, right? So injuries come quickly.
Absolutely.
And if you can use kicking with Crocs as a reason to try something out, man, that is enough motivation for me.
So the idea is
this guy go. Sign him up to be our sales rep for real.
Sorry, so it's gonna be fun and entertaining. Obviously, it's got a funny, quirky part to it. The fact that we use Crocs for everything, but also it's gonna be good information. We are, just so you guys know, I've been a martial artist for almost 30 years. You're 35 years.
I've only done it for
12 years. But
I'm the young one.
He's also a good deal younger than the two of us. So, like 15 years younger than me.
Hey, they don't need to know that.
But, so we are actual martial artists that have spent a lot of time on the mats in multiple styles. So it's good information we're going to be giving you. Just don't get distracted by the fact that we're also goofballs that wear Crocs.
Oh, we're total goofballs.
I promise you it's still good information. And then on this podcast, it's just going to be us.
This is pretty much just talking, just having conversations. I do want to do like Q&A. We could do a type of Q&A type things. People can submit questions for us. We can do reaction type deals.
Reactions. We watch with big geeks, like I said, with movies and things like that.
We
also
do reactions to UFC fights, games.
Like I said, we actually we don't miss UFC fights. We watch like every. I do a fight night every time it's on.
Yeah,
even though
you can live stream that like Wonder Boy does.
Yeah, listen, I appreciate they put it on the air, but if you can give us a couple of throw-ins as far as the cost, that'd be great.
Did you see that? Not to change, not to dive in real fast.
Okay.
Did you see that they're raising the price again on UFC pay-per-views?
We can't bad talk them. They'll shut us down.
I know. I'm just saying.
UFC, we love your pay-per-views.
Well, no, but that's
we totally don't think they're too expensive.
Listen, I buy them every time, and I'm still gonna buy them. So
that's how they rope.
I'm just saying.
It is good content. I mean, it's great fights. It's
it is.
World-class professionals fighting. You're always going to get that one instance where, oh, why did I watch that fight? But that's in any sport.
I have to say, though, usually the ones where they're like, where it's like an underwhelming card on paper, always tend to be like, when you watch it, always tend to be like the best ones.
Yeah, they always the sleeper fights you got to watch out for.
Yeah, those
we almost wonder if they're looking for that surprise fight. Like, how do I get from being that undercard to fight of the night?
There's some good ones coming up too. So we'll do some of those if you're fans.
And now over the holidays, you got a game I'd love to talk about too, right? You haven't got to open up yet though, but an old school brought back in Sonic, right?
Oh, Sonic Frontiers. Yeah, I haven't started playing it yet.
We're definitely gonna be talking about stuff like that on this podcast.
And then obviously that Harry Potter Legacy.
Oh, Hogwarts Legacy.
And we're
Harry Potter fans.
We're Harry Potter fans as well. So
do you know you could be evil? You can turn evil in that game.
As a good character,
you can start as a student at Hogwarts, and then the more you dabble in like dark magic throughout the game, you can literally turn evil. Because it's an open world RPG, so you get to make decisions on what you do. You can shape what your character becomes.
Now, are you going to be an evil?
I might do both. I think I might start off as a good character, and then I might want to dabble in the dark arts a little bit.
That's a personality. I can never play as the bad person. Like I grew up watching like Power Rangers and The Hero.
Come on.
I wish I can say that, but I can't. I'm in Steve's boat where when it's a decision-based game and I have to try both avenues.
The different paths.
I need to see what happens.
Yeah,
I'll just make a whole new character for each one. Just
well,
play through it twice.
So we'll have to talk about all that stuff, and then
absolutely.
And then
I just want to end it off on one more thing before we wrap it up. What's been your favorite part of this so far? This Kickin In Crocs
my
journey. What's our favorite part?
Like favorite thing that we did, or just favorite in general?
Just in general, your favorite. It could be the favorite video we've done, the favorite aspect of it. What's your favorite?
Other
part
than the
of
fact
this?
that I love wearing Crocs now. Honestly, the Kickmas, the 12 days of Kickmas was a blast to me.
That was a lot of
That
fun.
was a lot of fun because it was a
Despite
lot of
all the hardships.
the amount of bloopers we have.
We are definitely going to do a reaction video, not on the podcast because it's the audio people can't watch it too, but as a video on our YouTube, we are definitely going to
We'll throw
react
up
to all
some
those
bloopers because
bloopers.
there are some good ones.
Yeah.
And we just, that was hours of work. That was not like.
Well, what's funny is what you all, even us talking about, even the reactions to your reactions are funny, right? And obviously you can't capture it all, but
we had
hearing it being spoken about, it was hilarious.
for as short a song as it is. For as short a song as that was, that took hours.
It really did.
And it was just fun hanging out and like kicking and kicking again. And that's
attempting
wrong.
to kick in jeans that were not meant to be used for kicking.
We don't
I
like
will
the
make sure that
angle.
I'm going to make sure that I don't kick in jeans.
I think my
Do
favorite
like
was
that
sitting at tea and just trying to watch Steve angrily line up his audio. He's like, "No, my singing is good today. It will be good." And we're just looking
Can I
at
say
him
that was
saying,
my least favorite part?
was having to hear the song play over and over and over again in that one little part.
Oh
I tried to
my
line
God.
it up.
It
And
was funny.
So Dave's wife was sitting over on his couch right over there, and I was trying to edit the song, and it kept being like, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na. Just imagine how annoying that was.
over and over. But like, I obviously have a weird sounding voice, which I'm aware of. I've had it for a long time.
"You don't know that."
But oh man, my singing. When I hear myself sing, I was like, oh no.
Can we use the word singing lightly?
I was like, I sound like one of the
Yeah.
chipmunks dying.
No, it was okay. It wasn't so bad.
And then-
There's
yeah.
been worse.
Yeah. Oh,
Not much worse.
not much worse.
He's got a great. It's a dojo voice.
It would have
It's a
been.
dojo voice.
It would have been like early on American Idol where they always put on the embarrassing ones.
Oh yeah. Just to make the people.
But they're
that-
gonna push you through to the
We're
final
decent.
20. Yes.
But
got it.
honestly, I think
Feel
my
better?
favorite part is just like hanging out with you and just having fun. Like
That's nice.
We're not.
Nick's
it's-
cool too.
Appreciate it.
You guys felt bad.
No, just hanging. No, hanging out with everybody. Like
yeah.
because we had other people film for us.
yeah, it
We
was
had
cool.
It was a lot of
just
fun.
it's a fun activity that's just like lighthearted. It's not like serious. Everything's serious these days.
Yeah.
And we're just like goofing off in a pair of Crocs and sharing our martial arts love, and that's fun. So that's probably been my favorite part.
My favorite part of it, obviously, besides getting to hang out
Ha!
together. And
I
do
got sentimental now.
Tear.
Congratulations.
Tear.
Single
Moment.
tear
Moment.
drips down my
Single.
face as I listen to it. Anyways, so like I was about to say, my favorite part was definitely the video where I sidekick you into oblivion and you just disappear. That one was a lot of
Yes.
fun to make.
The two Steve's
The magic
reaction
Crocs.
to the
Yeah.
Magic
disappearance.
Crocs.
It was an overact, which I liked. Like they both
Yeah, oh, yeah.
overacted.
We
the,
had
oh
to.
my! But it's helped sell
It had to.
the comedy really.
And
for
it was
it.
after that
It was
video
funny.
too that the other Steve
The
was
magic
like,
Crocs.
I need to get Crocs now because I need to
Yeah,
be in
that's
these
what sold him
videos.
on it.
So
Because it was his idea. It was
Yeah,
the
it was
other
actually his
Steve's
idea.
idea to do that video. We were like, "Oh, that sounds really cool. Let's try it." And then it turned out great, and it was one of my favorite ones to edit.
And so I did buy him a pair of Crocs for Christmas, so he does own a pair.
He does
now.
have a pair now, an American flag.
It was pretty. It was pretty.
I'm not on this buying list. I see.
I know.
Because you
But
never-
we're gonna go visit together.
because you
Yeah,
would never.
that's
you
gonna
would
be the
never
video
fully-
now. It's gonna be a video
We're gonna
now.
visit together. And what I like this, so you have to understand. So the other Steve is like the all-American in belief, nonstop. So
Oh,
you're
yeah.
saying
That's
the
why we
Crocs
give
you
him.
have.
Yeah, the
what kind
American
are they?
flag one. You should get an
No, I
Italian one.
actually got
If there's an Italian flag one,
I
we gotta
actually
get one.
no.
for him.
I got him just flat out black ones.
Oh, I thought they were American
thought
flag
they were
ones.
No.
Oh, did he buy those himself? He might have
don't
bought
know.
those himself.
He's
So
already
I saw
buying
a
his
pair
own.
of American flag ones,
Nice.
I don't know.
and I was like, "Oh, you should have got those for."
If not, you're
Andrew.
looking
Well,
at
now I
the
could
giblets that he
possibly-
needs. Is the American flag giblets that cover
Giblets?
his black.
The
Giblets. The giblets.
Gib-
I'm
It's
thinking
like-
Thanksgiving.
I
That's
know,
like
I
turkeys.
know. It's all good.
Hungry.
No, but that was a good. That was a fun video too. And then I think that was a popular video. I think everybody liked that one.
That was a
too.
good one. Yeah, I got quite a few views. It certainly.
You just
certainly
liked that you
did.
got to hit me.
No, I didn't really hit you though. I did hit you. I did. I had to
you
tap you on the
made
stomach.
contact. It
No,
was
no,
there.
no, no, no. It was just funny because then when he disappeared, just the Crocs were sitting there, and then me and Steve were like, It was
We
a lot
actually
of fun.
filmed that one a couple times too. 'Cause
We did have to refilm it a couple times because I forget what was the problem. The kick wasn't lining up. So that's the problem with the way we edit those. Just we'll wrap this
and
up
I
after
did
this
move.
little thing.
I did move.
You did move a little bit. That's true. Is with transitions like that where someone disappears, is you need to be in the exact same spot in both videos when you splice them together. I'm not going to get into
what
it too much.
this won't be is a video tutorial site.
No,
This
it
won't
won't.
Yeah,
be
definitely not.
It won't. I'm not going to get
But
into it.
we're
It's-
okay
it's-
taking-
I can't.
Yeah,
I
no,
can't.
but I'll
It's
tell
too
you
much.
something, Steve. Though you're doing a fantastic job
Oh,
because
thank
I think
you.
our next closest video attempt would be just your phone in your hand.
Yep.
And hoping people could not get ill as we're spinning around in a
Absolutely.
circle watching a video. So this is fantastic.
It's
great.
going well.
This is great.
All right.
Well, just to wrap it up, guys, if you haven't already, please follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We are at Kickin, KICKIN .in.crocs, CROCS, on, like I said, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. And if you're listening on audio only, please give us that 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify. And give us a nice written review, and we might read your review on the next episode. Who knows? But until next time, I've been Steve.
Dave.
Nick.
And you stay kicking it, Internet.